Broadcasting live from the campus of Santa Ana College, we have Don softball this Thursday afternoon here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. This is Carmona. The visiting Hawks are back after not fielding a team last season in 2025. Historically, they've been one of the better programs in the Orange Empire Conference, but they've had a shuffle of different head coaches the past 3 years, and of course their team wasn't fielded last season. Santiago Canyon is led by first-year head coach Lou Simon. He is joined by assistants Jade Costa, Lindsey Marshall, and Bobby Breen. Santiago Canyon took game 1 of the series. Santa Ana looks to even things up this afternoon. When we come back, starting lineups and first pitch here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Back from commercial break, my name is Noah Alvarez as we get set for game 2 of the series between Santa Ana and Santiago Canyon College. The Dons are 3-13 in the Orange Empire Conference, while the Hawks sit 1 game ahead of them at 4-12. Both teams hail from the same school district, so it's pinned as rivalry week as both teams hope to avoid last place finishes in the conference. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Hawks of Santiago Canyon College. Led by first-year head coach Lou Simon, his lineup looks like this. In the leadoff spot at center fielder Carmen Sanchez. Batting second is left fielder Brianna Longacre. Maya Medina bats third and plays first. Ali Kirkpatrick is the catcher and bats cleanup. Batting fifth is right fielder Abigail Hansen. In the sixth spot, it's shortstop Michaela Martinez. Violet Avila plays third base and bats seventh. In the eighth spot, it's second baseman Mariah Barron. And rounding out the order is pitcher Victoria Resendez. That's the starting lineup for Santiago Canyon. They're in their royal blue uniforms, yellow SEC across the chest, and they have the nice stirrups. Always a fan when teams rock the stirrups. For the Dons, getting the start in the circle is Ihilani Berard. She's been the workhorse for the Dons this season. Most starts by any pitcher and the most innings thrown, 166 on the season. And her first pitch, it's the leadoff hitter on a line to Barrios, and she gloves it for the first out of the inning. Carmen Sanchez retired on the first pitch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pretty convenient start for Ihilani Berard, a freshman from Santiago High School, the one in Garden Grove. It's her 26th start of the season, 7-17 on the year. Batter hitting .306 against her, and she has a .376 ERA. First pitch puts it just off the plate. The defense for the Santa Ana Dons, Nayeli De Jesus behind home plate. Eliza Mendiola at first, Delaney Watkins at second, Gracie Barrios at short, and Kalani Gonzalez at third. Swing and a miss by Longacre. It's a 1-1 count. In the outfield, the cross from left to right. Valerie Villa, Ariana Ponce, and Hen Urena. That's the starting defense for Santa Ana College. This ball was above the letters. Longacre pushes it foul. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Game 2 of this series, Santiago Canyon took game 1 by a score of 3-1. Swing and a miss. Longacre retired for a strikeout. First of the afternoon for Ihilani Berard. Entering today's game, she had 67 strikeouts to go along with 38 walks. That's 68 on the season. Home plate umpire John Biggs has a conversation with the infield. Mike Thomas is at first base. That's the umpire crew today. 2 outs, nobody on. Maya Medina gets her first at-bat of the afternoon. 0-1 the count. Berard starts her off with a strike. It was a low-scoring affair in game 1 of the series. Don's limited to just 3 hits. Santiago Canyon with 4. Next pitch misses. 1-1 the count. Santiago Canyon got their runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Santa Ana didn't get their only run of the ball game until the top of the 7th. On the ground for Gonzalez, to her left, clean throw. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of the top of the first
We'll move to the bottom of the first inning. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Go ahead and get you these starting lineups for your Santa Ana Dons. They're led by 6th-year head coach Marissa Ross, who, of course, played here at Santa Ana College back in the 2013 and 14 seasons with her assistant Alyssa Iglesias. In the leadoff spot, it's pitcher Ihilani Berard. Batting second and playing short is Gracie Varios. In the 3 spot, it's catcher Nayeli De Jesus. Nevea Gomez bats cleanup and is a designated player. Kalani Gonzalez bats 5th and plays 3rd base. Hen Urena bats 6th, while the second baseman Delaney Watkins bats in the 7th spot. In the 8th spot, it's first baseman Eliza Mendiola, and left fielder Valerie Villa rounds out the order for head coach Marissa Ross and the Santa Ana Dons. And they're in their red uniforms, red bottoms, traditional white socks. Thanks for tuning in on this lovely afternoon. It's an overcast afternoon in the city of Santa Ana. First pitch a few minutes before 2 o'clock, and as we're entering the bottom of the first at 2 exactly, it's 72 degrees in the city. Not a breeze at the moment. You can see the flags in dead center on your screen. There's no movement with the flags at the moment. Victoria Resendez gets the start for Santiago Canyon. We'll tell you more about her line in just a second. First pitch to Berard is downstairs. Resendez got the save in Tuesday's victory over Santa Ana College. She has a 5.92 ERA through 73 innings pitched. Works inside, but it falls off the plate. 2-0 the count. It's the 12th start for Resendez on the season, her 23rd appearance. She has pitched 5 complete games, win-loss record of 5-8. Berard takes the first strike of the at-bat. Resendez has 59 strikeouts to 32 walks. Batters are hitting .328 against her. That's the line for Victoria Resendez, a sophomore, bounce back from Morgan State University. Foul ball into the net. And the count even at 2-2. Ihilani Berard, of course, the best player on the Dons, not only in the circle, but in the batter's box as well. Leads the team in batting average, on base percentage, and many more offensive categories. 2-2 count, nobody on base, nobody out, bottom of the first. Berard smacks it into right field. It drifts out of play. We'll do it again, 2-ball and 2-strike count. Berard was held hitless and off base in Tuesday's contest. It's only the 4th game that she hasn't reached base safely out of all 32 that she's played this season. She did hit a sacrifice fly that scored the only run of the game in the top of the 7th. But an on-base machine, 427 on-base percentage this year. Fouls another one off and stays alive, count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berard leads the team with 3 home runs and 11 doubles. The 2-2. Berard punches it up the middle past second baseman Mariah Barron, and it's a leadoff single for the Dons. Let's get to the defense for Santiago Canyon. In the outfield from left to right, Brianna Longacre, Carmen Sanchez, and Abigail Hansen. Violet Avila at third base. Michaela Martinez at short, Mariah Barron at second, and Maya Medina at first. Allie Kirkpatrick behind the plate. Berard's at first. Gracie Varios. At the dish, first at bat. Pulls the bunt attempt back. And it's ball 1. Barrios, one of 4 sophomore returners on this year's squad. Been playing a lot of shortstop as of late. That week of Orange Coast College is when the Dons made the switch defensively, and she's been money in that spot. First strike of the at-bat. Count even at 1-1. Barrios is a sophomore from Beckman High School, hitting .261 on the season. Started 33 games last year as a freshman. 1-1 count. Barrios awaits. Puts a bunt down, right side, in foul territory. Moves it to a 2-strike count. Good size turnout here at the Santa Ana College softball complex. Resendez gets the sign from her catcher. Berard, good speed at first. 1-2. Barrios puts it down, another in foul territory. And with 2 strikes, the batter is out. One out, runner on first. Barrios unable to advance the runner. A chance for Nayeli De Jesus, the catcher, and teammates with Ihilani Berard at Santiago High School. Down and in for ball 1. De Jesus hitting .330 on the season. Leads the team with 20 RBIs. Spins one on the outer half of the plate, counting even to the catcher. De Jesus has been a workhorse for the Dons this season, has started all 35 games this year. Very reliable player, behind the dish. Down and away, throw down to first. Medina's tag not in time. Two balls, 1 strike, the count to De Jesus. Berard at first, bottom of the first inning. Resendez looks at her wristband. The windup. Skips in the dirt, away from the catcher Kirkpatrick. Berard at second. Runner in scoring position after the wild pitch and a favorable hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike for the catcher De Jesus. Nevea Gomez awaits on deck. We'll see what the approach is here for Santiago Canyon. Head coach Lou Simon. Resendez. 3-1, well off the plate, easy take. Runners on first and second. A chance for the Dons to strike early. Gomez steps in. First at-bat of the afternoon. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Chases one downstairs. Good pitch from Resendez. Keeps Gomez off balance, and she's ahead of the hitter. Gomez is a freshman from La Quinta High School. Hits .347 on the season, second best in that category. Chases another one out of the zone. Down to the count 0-2. Resendez likes this matchup. Time is called by 60-year head coach Marissa Ross, and she walks from the third base coach spot to chat with Gomez, her freshman. Only 2 more weeks remain in the regular season. Game 3 of this series tomorrow afternoon at Santiago Canyon College. And then the Dons will finish off the season with a 3-game series against Golden West. That will be a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday series. They did move the date on that last game, so in case you wanted to travel to Golden West. The 0-2. In the dirt, Resendez still ahead of the hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Berard at second, De Jesus at first. The 1-2. Gomez lays off. Count even. Gomez has 13 RBIs, tied for the team lead with 11 doubles. Both her and Berard have the most. She does have 22 strikeouts. Is prone to striking out. The 2-2 from Resendez. Off the plate. Gomez looks a lot more calm and poised at the batter's box after the conversation with Ross. Resendez hasn't thrown a strike in this at-bat. Both the first 2 pitches of the at-bat, Gomez chase pitches downstairs. Full count, runners on first and second. The pitch to Gomez. 4 straight misses from Resendez in the circle. And now the bases are full in the bottom of the first. A chance for the Dons to strike early. Time is called. Lou Simon, first-year head coach at SEC, talks things over. Immediately Resendez pleads her case. Lou Simon in his first year at Santiago Canyon College, and it's an impressive background that he has before taking over the Hawks program. It's one thing to note that the Hawks did not have a team. They did not field a team last year in 2025. They hired a coach late in the fall, and they weren't able to get enough to field a team. But before taking over here, Simon is the founder and president of Game Ready Enterprises, where he launched the first collegiate softball summer league of its kind in California. Pretty cool thing to note, because obviously in baseball, you see summer ball leagues all across the country, but in softball, that's not the case. Lou Simon has founded one in the Huntington Beach area. Pretty cool thing that he has done during his career. After the mound visit, or the circle visit, Kalani Gonzalez steps in and takes ball 1. Gonzalez is a sophomore from Godinez, hitting .194 on the season, but she's come through big in a few games. 4 doubles on the year. Does have 8 RBIs. Resendez's next pitch. Inside for ball 1. Inside for strike 1. Berard at third. De Jesus at second. Gomez at first. Gonzalez puts it on the ground. Barone goes home for 1. Kirkpatrick keeps her foot on the bag. A long stretch by the catcher. She gets up gingerly, calls time. She needs to walk things off, but a great play by the second baseman, Barron, an even better stretch by Kirkpatrick. Bases are still full after the fielder's choice. 2 outs. A trainer for Santa Ana College has a chat with Allie Kirkpatrick.
Good hit, though. Good hit. That was a good hit. Good hit, guys. Good hit.
Kirkpatrick seems to be okay. She'll stay in the ball game. Like Santa Ana College, it's not a very deep roster here at Santiago Canyon, and they're down a few players as well. So we'll see how their depth plays into this one. There was a few cross-off, a few players unavailable. If you take out the starting 9, they only have 2 players off the bench available. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Chance for Hen Urena to push across the first run of the ball game. Resendez's first pitch can't graze the corner. De Jesus at third, Gomez at second, Gonzalez at first. Urena, another sophomore from Santa Ana High School. Count even at 1-1. Generous strike call there from John Biggs. Urena, a 184 hitter, 7 RBIs on the season. Her 26th start of the year. Urena punches it into right field. De Jesus comes in to score, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Dons in the bottom of the first. It was a close play at first base. Abigail Hansen came up firing from right field, but Urena able to beat it out. An RBI single scores the first run of the ball game. Gomez at third, Gonzalez at second, Urena at first, 2 outs. And steps Delaney Watkins, freshman from Brea High School. First pitch off the plate. That's how the at-bat gets started. Watkins missed the last 4 games due to an injury. Was not in the lineup yesterday or in Tuesday's game 1. Missed both games on Saturday at El Camino and the last game of Cypress College Series. She's in the driver's seat, 2-0 count. Watkins makes her 29th start of the year. 250 hitter on the season. Good speed out of the batter's box. At the knees, strike 1. Watkins gets the start at second base. She's been a versatile piece as a freshman for the Dons lineup. Gets away from Kirkpatrick, but no one advances. It's a 3-1 count to Watkins. She started the year as a center fielder, moved to left field, and is now playing second. A hitter's friendly count. 3 balls and 1 strike. What does Victoria Resendez throw here? Time is called as Resendez steps off the rubber. Base is full, 2 outs. During the first meeting in the circle with their head coach, she kind of seemed like, you know, she wanted to get the signs in quicker, or maybe disagreed with some of the signs that she got. Resendez in the windup and misses off the plate. A 5-pitch walk with the bases loaded, and the Dons lead 2-0. Before Eliza Mendiola gets an at-bat, Lou Simon calls time again. Second time called in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll see a new pitcher come in for Santiago Canyon College. Now in the game, in the circle, getting a warm-up pitches is Abigail Hansen. We'll tell you more about Hansen after a quick commercial break.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion. Someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
Let's go ahead and reset the lineup. Victoria Resendez is done, and Abigail Hansen checks into the ball game. Alyssa Ceballos comes into left field, while Brianna Longmaker moves from left to right. Base is still loaded, bottom of the first, 2 outs. New pitch on the mound is Hansen. First pitch straightens up Mendiola for ball 1. 1-0 count to Mendiola, first baseman today. Freshman from Valencia High School. Pulls back the bunt attempt, and it gets past Kirkpatrick all the way to the backstop. Gonzalez scores, and it's an early 3-0 lead for the Dons. A lot of changes, so bear with us as we try and keep up. Hansen has pitched in 15 games now for the Hawks. She's pitched 18 innings, has a 10.50 ERA, no wins and 2 losses. Off the plate for ball 3, she comes into the ball game and immediately throws 3 straight balls. Hansen has 2 strikeouts to 10 walks, and batters are hitting .402 against her. So not a top 2 option in this pitching staff. Only 4 pitchers have pitched this season for the Hawks. Mendiola paddles back the bunt attempt. That's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases. This has the makings of a big first inning. Already 3 runs across. Wadena moves to third. Watkins at second. Villa in the batter's box. Hansen takes strike 1. Villa gets the start in left field today. Another freshman on the roster. Really young team, 10 freshmen, 4 sophomores. Freshman from Los Amigos High School. Next pitch is off the plate, 1-1 the count. Hansen is a sophomore on the roster, but remember Santiago Canyon didn't have a team last year, so she's a transfer by the way of Long Beach City College. Did not appear in any games for Long Beach City. They're one of the better programs in Southern California. Skips the next pitch in the dirt, 2-1. The changes, in case you missed it, Alyssa Ceballos checks in for left field. Brianna Longacre moves from left to right. And Abigail Hansen moves from right field to the circle. Bases loaded, 2-1 count, 2 outs. Hansen's next pitch floats one high, and Villa is in the driver's seat. She's the 9th player to reach the plate. The Dons could bat around in the bottom of the first inning. Pause from Hansen. The pitch above the letters. Another walk. Back-to-back walks since she's entered the game. Another run comes in for the Dons, and they lead 4-zip. Time is called as Allie Kirkpatrick, the catcher, goes to speak with the new pitcher, Abigail Hansen. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Important series for both these two teams. They're both trying to avoid last place finishes. Santa Ana currently in last at 3-13 in the conference. Santiago Canyon in 7th at 4-12. Only one game up. If the Dons win today, they'll be tied with Santiago Canyon in the standings. First pitch to Berard. Second at bat of the inning. Kirkpatrick couldn't find it. And John Biggs, the home plate umpire, made contact with the ball, but no advancement by any runner. Still a lot of ball game left. Bases full. Off the plate, Berard in control. 2 balls and no strikes. Leads the team with 11 walks this season. She started off the inning with a single, and while she was at third, Kalani Gonzalez grounded to the second baseman, Barron, and she threw Berard out at home. Hansen shakes off a sign. Both her and Kirkpatrick look to the first base dugout. The 2-0, wide and high. Gotta wonder how long of a leash they'll give Hansen. She's already walked the first 2 batters she's faced. In relief of Victoria Resendez. The 3-0. At the letters. Take sign was on for Berard. Watkins at third, Mendiola at second, Villa at first. The 3-1. North of the zone for ball 4. 3 straight walks since coming into the ball game for Hansen, and the Dons lead 5-0. So Gracie Barrios gets her second at-bat of the first inning. All things falling apart for Santiago Canyon, but Hansen fires the first pitch strike of the at-bat. A long bottom of the first inning. 5 runs across. Bases still full. The 0-1 to Barrios. Punches it on the ground right to the second baseman, Barron. She scoops it up and flips it over to first, finally, for the 3rd out. But not before the Dons get 5 runs in the bottom of the first, and they have a commanding 5-0 lead here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When we come back, top of the 2nd for the Hawks, and they'll send up their 4, 5, 6 hitters.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
We'll see how the Dons respond after a big inning in the bottom of the first. A lot of waiting time, but they make their way back out. For the top of the 2nd inning, Ihilani Berard returns. Only 8 pitches thrown in the first. She'll face the 4, 5, 6 hitters. She picked up 1 strikeout in the top of the first inning. Berard has certainly made her case for potential running at the Orange Empire Conference Player of the Year. It'll be interesting to see who they give that to. Berard has certainly made her case, doing it both in the plate and in the circle. But of course, her team's record might hurt her chances of winning versus another player who has played for either Cypress, Saddleback, or another team at the top of the conference. Berard misses inside, 1-1 count. Allie Kirkpatrick at the plate. The 1-1. Kirkpatrick fouls it off. It's a 2-strike count. Kirkpatrick, one of the better hitters in the lineup for the Santiago Canyon Hawks. She leads the team with 38 hits and a .427 batting average. Leads the team with 14 walks as well. Very patient and athletic catcher. Another sophomore bounce back, this one from UC Riverside. Outside for ball 2. There's a few bounce backs on this roster for Santiago Canyon. Got to give credit to Lou Simon. Got to imagine that his involvement in the Summer League program helps him have access to these players. Up the middle, a chance for Watkins. Comes to a slide, the throw in time. What a play by Watkins. First out of the inning. Her team celebrates, and there's a roar from the Don's home crowd. She's not naturally an infielder, but you couldn't tell by that play. One out. Abigail Hansen steps in for her first at bat. Upstairs, ball 1 to Hansen. Hansen hits .208 on the season. At the knees. Perfect placement from Ihilani Berard. Count even at 1-1. Berard has a 6-pitch arsenal. Fastball, changeup, curveball, screwball, rise ball. This one on the ground. Mendiola can't come up with it. Watkins does. Mendiola can't get back to the bag in time. It's a tough one. And maybe a rookie mistake by a young player for the Dons. If she elects to let that ball go for a second baseman and hangs out by the bag, it's probably in time. Instead, Mendiola slow to get back to first. There's a runner on first. 1 out for Michaela Martinez. Martinez, all right, back up the middle. Watkins can't field this one cleanly. The bag pops off as Hansen slides in. Time is called by the umpires. So 2 runners on for Santiago Canyon. They face a big 5-0 deficit. Ruled an infield single for Hansen, but Martinez reaches on an error, the first error by the Dons this afternoon. Chance for Violet Avila. 2 runners on. The first pitch from Berard. Avila way out in front. She uses all 6 pitches well when she's in the circle. Berard gives a master class, mixing inside, outside, north and south of the zone. Throw all 6 pitches for strikes. The 0-1 on the ground for Watkins. Gets another chance and she muffs it. Back-to-back muffs by Watkins. Throw comes into Berard, but the first run of the ball game for Santiago Canyon comes in. Again, it's the first day back for Delaney Watkins after missing the past 4 games. Time is called by sixth-year head coach Marissa Ross. But Watkins, naturally an outfielder, she gets the chance to play second down the stretch in the season. She made a really nice play to start the inning.
We have found something that may belong to you. Diana.
but Watkins made a nice sliding play up the middle to start the inning. Back-to-back errors here with one out. Push across the first run for Santiago Canyon. Hansen scores. Martinez moves to third. Violet Avila at first after the error. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball. We'll see how the Dons defense responds.
Second baseman, Mariah Barron.
The 9-hitter, or the 8-hitter, check that, Mariah Barron steps in. Second baseman today, has been busy on defense. Runner takes off for second. De Jesus just elects to throw it back to Berard. Barron has a 1-0 count, a 159 hitter on the season, lowest batting average on the team. Next pitch is a strike. Lonnie Gonzalez in a few steps at third. 2 runners in scoring position. 1 out and a 5-1 ball game. Foul ball into the net. Count moves to 1-2. Barron is a freshman from Summit High School in the city of Fontana. Comes from the Inland Empire. Good amount of diversity when it comes to where these players are from on the roster. A few players from out of state. Next pitch, Berard puts it on the corner. Second strikeout for Ehe. There's 2 outs in the inning. First at bat for Emily Ceballos. Came in as a sub for the pitcher. Victoria Resendez takes over and left. First pitch from Berard upstairs. Next pitch, Alyssa fouls it off the catcher. Alyssa Ceballos, a 280 hitter on the season. 1-1 count.
Here comes the heater. Here comes the heater.
2 runners in scoring position. Ehe's next pitch, fouled off behind us. 2-strike count. What does Alyssa Ceballos see here on this next pitch? Freshman from Bloomington. Sisters with Emily Ceballos, who's unavailable today. The 1-2, just off the plate. Good waist pitch, something to keep the batter guessing. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Alyssa Ceballos. Berard back to work. The 2-2. Upstairs, Ceballos down swinging. Another one bites the dust. And there's 3 outs in the inning. Only 1 run comes across for the Hawks of Santiago Canyon in the top of the second inning. On our way to the bottom of the second. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Before the bottom of the second, let's get some scores from around the Orange Empire Conference. Saddleback leads Orange Coast 4-2, and that's going to be a battle of first place here in the OEC standings. Cypress does not play today as Riverside City forfeited their game 2 of the series against the Cypress Chargers, while Fullerton leads Golden West 5-0 in the top of the third. So only 2 other games going on, with Riverside City forfeiting their game against Cypress College. Saddleback, the first place team in the OEC. Hanson back to work on the rubber for Santiago Canyon. To face the 3-4-5 hitters, Nayeli De Jesus, first pitch. Low and inside. Saddleback's in first at 12-4. Cypress and Fullerton tied at second with 11-5 record. Orange Coast right behind them at 10-6. Golden West at 9-7. Then Santiago Canyon, Riverside City at 4-12. Santa Ana rounds out the conference at 3-13, but they could tie Santiago Canyon and Riverside City with the win here today. One count. Hanson, second pitcher used by the Hawks this afternoon. She's down in the count again. 2-1. She came into the game with 1 out, or with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Walked the next 3 batters that she faced before getting the final third out of the inning. Just on the edge of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Way off the plate. Easy take for Nayeli De Jesus. Base is empty. Nobody out. To start things off in the bottom of the first. Rivalry week here at Santa Ana College. Both teams from the same district. De Jesus skies it into the infield. Barron at second hauls it in. First out of the inning. Chance for Nevaeh Gomez, talented hitter. Spent most of the season as a designated player. She's listed as an outfielder, or she's listed as a utility player, but we have seen her play a couple games early in the season in the outfield. She does wear that knee brace on her left knee. We'll see next season if she's still used as a primarily designated player or she does play more defense in her sophomore season. Hanson starts her off with a ball. 1-0 count. North of the zone, it's 2 straight balls to start the at-bat. Gomez from La Quinta High School, and that's a high school that plays the likes of Santiago and Los Amigos. A couple players from those 3 programs here at Santa Ana College. It skips in the dirt and then hits Gomez on the front foot. A runner on base with 1 out.
Number 5, Kehlani Gonzalez.
Chance for Kalani. Kalani Gonzalez steps in, hit into a fielder's choice. Eventually came around to score in the first inning. First pitch of the at-bat is in for strike 1. She scored the 3rd of 5 runs for the Dons. An inning in which they sent 11 players to the plate. 5 runs came across. The 0-1, Gonzalez taps it off home plate. She's down in the count 0-2. Gomez does not have a stolen base attempt. She's at first. Gonzalez rips it, but foul. Great contact, but can she straighten it out? One out. Gomez at first. Dons lead 5-1 over the Hawks. Game 2 of this series. The Hawks took game 1 3-1. Already more scoring that we've seen in this game. Ball 1 in the at-bat. Hansen gets the sign, looks at her wristband. 1-2, Gonzalez yanks it foul. Another off-speed pitch. Gonzalez has done a nice job making contact on those, but she can only pull them foul. Hansen back to work. The 1-2 pitch. Spins one off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Udena awaits on deck. Gonzalez right to the third baseman. Back to first, not in time. Heads up play by Violet Avila.
Right fielder, Hen Urena.
Hard hit, but right to a player. Avila rakes it 2 outs in the inning. Hen Urena steps in. She singled and drove in a run in her first at-bat. First pitch hits her. Second hit batter of the inning. There's runners on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. And not a whole lot of options for Lou Simon to go to. In game 1 of the series Tuesday, Brianna Longacre pitched to Gem, 6 2/3 of an inning. She's in right field. Victoria Resendez came in to get the final out and picked up the save in a 3-1 victory. Delaney Watkins steps in, 2 outs. 2 runners on. Infield comes in. Violet Avila way in from her third base spot. First pitch to Watkins is the ball. Gomez at second, Udena at first. Watkins made 2 errors defensively in the top half of the inning. See if she can redeem herself here. High and tight, Watkins gets backed off the plate. The 2-0. 3 straight misses to start the at-bat. Watkins in the driver's seat. Gotta imagine the take sign is on. Good speed out of the batter's box. Hansen fires the first strike of the at-bat. Works from behind. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Wind picks up as it blows in from left field. The 3-1. Right on the corner. Great spot from Hansen. It's a full count, 2 outs. Eliza Mendiola awaits on deck. Hansen looks in. The pitch downstairs. Easy take for Watkins. Fourth walk issued by Hansen in the circle, the first of this inning, but she allowed 3 in the first by a Santiago Canyon pitcher. It's the 7th walk of the ball game. Resendez had 3 as well. Bases full. Chance for the first baseman, Eliza Mendiola. She drew a walk in her first at bat.
Good eye, good eye. That's a strike. Come on, Blue.
Mendiola, a 167 hitter, 9 RBIs on the year. Takes strike 2. Back-to-back strikes fired on the corner by Abigail Hansen. Seems more confident in this matchup than she was with Watkins. The 0-2. Close miss, just above the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Those are always scary to take. Maybe a bit too close to take, but Mendiola has a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
There you go.
Well above the letters this time. Count even. Mendiola does lead the team with 24 strikeouts. She is prone to the swing and miss. Full count, 2-2 count. Sorry, bases full, 2-2 count. Now it's a full count after the 3rd straight miss by Hansen.
Come on, number 6. Number 6. He has to give it his pitch. He has to give it to you.
Valerie Villa is the batter on deck. Hansen, payoff pitch. Strike 3, says home plate umpire John Biggs. And Mendiola set down for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs come across. The Dons strand the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 2nd. On our way to the top of the 3rd. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Top of the 3rd inning. Top of the order due up for Santiago Canyon. They went 1-2-3 in the top of the 1st, but picked up their first run in the 2nd inning. We'll see how they respond. They trail 5-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Ihilani's first pitch. Line drive right to Mendiola. First out of the inning, and Sanchez is retired. Very similar to her first at bat. Sanchez first pitch swinging. Line 1 to Gracie Barrios to start off the ball game. This time in the 3rd, lines 1 to Mendiola at first. And steps Brianna Longacre. Struck out swinging in her first at bat. And Berard misses high and tight. Top of the 3rd. The run that came across in the 2nd was an unearned run. South of the zone for ball 2. Berard pitched. her 16th complete game in Tuesday's contest. Gotta imagine she'll do the same here on this Thursday afternoon. Longacre hits it into foul territory. Mendiola can't grab it. Longacre stays alive. Like the Hawks, the Dons don't have a lot of pitching options. Kalani Gonzalez has pitched 20 innings this year, and Bella Gomez has pitched 24. Those are the only two pitchers that have been used by the Dons coaching staff. 2-1 count. On the ground, foul past the first baseman. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on base, top of the third. We'll see what Berard throws here. Already 3 strikeouts on the afternoon. 2-2 hit softly into the air. Mendiola calls off her pitcher, and that's the second out of the inning. Mendiola and Berard both there, but it's the first baseman calling off the pitcher.
Sorry about that.
2 outs, nobody on base for Maya Medina. Medina comes up empty on the first pitch. Medina grounds it out to third base in her first at-bat. A .350 hitter on the season. Berard puts one on the top right corner of the zone, and she's up in the count 0-2. Medina, a freshman from San Dimas, comes a long way to Santiago Canyon College. Another 2-strike count for Berard. Ehe's pitch. Medina punches it foul, right side.
Can I say heater?
30th start of the season for Medina.
Give her the heater.
The 0-2. Medina yanks this one foul. She's one of 4 players on the roster to leave the yard this season. Only 5 home runs as a team for Santiago Canyon, and Medina has one of them. Tied for the team lead with 20 RBIs. Another 0-2 count. Medina takes upstairs. Long pause from Berard. Starts her windup. The 1-2, and Medina chases downstairs. Strike 3 for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the third. Don's lead 5-1. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Back with the action after this. The 9-1-2 hitters are due up for Santa Ana College in the home half of the third. Abigail Hanson back in the circle for the Santiago Canyon Hawks. Since coming into the ball game, Abigail Hansen hasn't been sharp, but she did a nice job to strand the bases loaded in the bottom of the second. Picked up a huge strikeout to end the inning with the bases full. Valerie Villa steps in for her second at-bat of the ball game. Takes strike one. Villa drew a walk, stranded at second to end the first inning. Corner infielders come in a few steps after the first pitch bunt attempt. On the ground, up the middle, and it's a leadoff single for Villa to start the third inning.
Number 12, Ihilani Berard.
Strong contact made by the sophomore Villa. Player from Los Amigos High School. We told you that there's those three high schools from La Quinta, Santiago, and Los Amigos, all in the same Garden Grove League, and the Dons certainly recruit that league well. Villa's at first. Ihilani Berard steps in. Third at bat, line drive right to Avila. Off the glove, and because it was a line drive, Villa froze. She was caught in between first and second. Easy punch out at second. That'll go down as a fielder's choice.
Shortstop Gracie Barrios.
One out in the inning. Unlucky break there for Berard and the Dons. There is a runner on. Gracie Barrios checks in. Hit and run. Berard was going on the pitch. She beats the tag. The throw was there in time by Ali Kirkpatrick. She's upset. Martinez's tag at short. Just not on target as Berard able to get around it. Barrios with a half-hearted swing puts her behind in the count 0-1. Barrios cuts and misses, down in the count 0-2. For Ihi, it's only her fifth stolen base on the season. She leads the team in that category, however. Downstairs, throw back to second. A good one, but tag not in time. Kirkpatrick does have one of the better arms we've seen, and with a high batting average, over 400, she could find herself on a first or second team all-conference list. 1-2 count to Gracie Barrios. Barrios skies it into shallow right center. The second baseman, Barron, has it for the second out. Berard stays put at second. Niley DeJesus makes her way to the plate. Chance for the former teammates to cash in on each other. Berard at second, DeJesus at the dish, both from Santiago High School. DeJesus punches it into left field. Berard gets the wave around third. Throw cut off, no play at the plate. Dons lead 6-1. Bottom of the third, thanks to the RBI single by Nayeli DeJesus.
Number 26, Nevaeh Gomez.
2 outs, runner on first for Nevaeh Gomez. Dons hope to continue to add on more runs. Remember the 8-run rule in softball. The Dons can get to a 9-1 lead by the 5th inning. Foul ball on the first pitch. Gomez down in the count 0-1. Next pitch is ball 1 of the at-bat. First run of the ball game charged to Abigail Hansen. The first 5 were to the starter Victoria Resendez. Golfs this one on the ground for Violet Avila. Past the line, has enough on the throw. A strong throw and play by the third baseman of Violet Avila to end the inning. Dons lead 6-1 after they get one more run on the RBI single by Nayeli De Jesus. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball here on the Santa Ana College YouTube channel.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion. Someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
Top of the 4th inning. The Hawks find themselves trailing by 5. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Don Softball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. The Hawks went down 1-2-3. The top order has been quiet. They're combined 0 for 6 with 2 strikeouts. Berard has been effective. She started and played or pitched all 7 innings in the first game of the series. First pitch to Kirkpatrick, drops in for a strike. Kirkpatrick can't believe the call. She looks to her third base coach, and he throws his hands up in disapproval. But Berard ahead of the count. Kirkpatrick, a ground out victim. Watkins gets another chance, but it sneaks past her glove. It goes all the way to the fence. Kirkpatrick rounds it and is up at second. A leadoff double to start the inning. Great piece of hitting. Just too much steam on that one for the second baseman. Kirkpatrick now has 39 hits on the season. Batting average continues to climb. She's up at .427 entering the ball game. One of the best in the Orange Umpire Conference. Nobody out. Runner on second for Abigail Hansen. Berard dots it on the corner. First pitch strike. 0-1 count to the now pitcher. Started the game in right field. Victoria Resendez was pulled after 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hansen entered the game with the bases loaded, walked a few. But has been smooth since, only gave up her first run in the 3rd inning. Top of the 4th. 1-1 count, Berard's pitch. Into the air, center field. Ariana Ponce hauls it in on the run. First out of the inning. The only run that came across against Berard was an unearned run in the 2nd. One out. Chance for Michaela Martinez. First pitch, swings, offers it into the air, right field. Udena hauls it in. No tag by Kirkpatrick at second, and quickly there's 2 outs.
Number 3, Violet Avila.
Violet Avila steps in. Third baseman reached on an error in her last at-bat. Kirkpatrick still at second. Soft and outside, Berard starts Avila off with a strike. Upstairs, ball one of the at-bat. Two balls and one strike to count. Avila's a freshman from Troy High School. Two ball, one strike count. Avila knocks it into foul territory. Count evens at 2-2. Mariah Barron awaits on deck. Two balls and two strikes. Berard's pitch. Foul ball. Avila stays alive. The bottom of the fourth inning, the Dons will send up their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Kalani Gonzalez to lead things off. The 2-2. Off the plate, Berard has a smile on her face. Tried something different there. Again, 6-pitch arsenal for the freshman from Santiago. Payoff pitch. Tapper in foul territory, and it's called foul by home plate umpire John Biggs. We'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Another payoff pitch. Skied out of play. Tough battle brewing between Violet Avila and Ihilani Berard. Game 3 of the series tomorrow at Santiago Canyon, in case you can make it out there. Another payoff pitch on the ground for Gonzalez at third. Throw in the dirt, Mendiola with the scoop. And that's the third and final out. Nice job by the first baseman to hang with it and play it off the bounce. So the Hawks get a runner to second but are unable to cash in. They still trail 6-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Back with the action after this break.
This is it.
Have a good first day.
You too, Mom.
Everyone's journey looks a little different at Santa Ana College. Whether you're just starting out or starting a new chapter. With flexible classes, valuable student services, and a range of degrees and certificate programs, students of all kinds can find inspiration and empowerment at Santa Ana College. Start your journey at Santa Ana College is up to you.
Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Bottom of the fourth. Santiago Canyon up one game on Santa Ana in the standings. The Hawks are 4-12 on the year, while the Dons are 3-13. Both teams took 2 of 3 from Riverside City. Both teams upset Orange Coast College, but the difference maker is the victory on Tuesday. Santiago Canyon defeated Santa Ana 3-1 on their home field. Remember, this Santiago Canyon program did not have a team last year. They did not field the team. They hired a coach late in the fall, and they couldn't field a roster. The Dons did benefit from that because they did not field the team in there. Both schools are in the same district. It's pretty easy for the transfers to come over, and the Dons had 5 different players from Santiago Canyon in the 2024 season make their way in 2025. Now time is called as Allie Kirkpatrick goes over to the first base dugout and has a sip of something, so not sure exactly what that's about. But again, while we have this break in the action, Santiago Canyon back after not having a team last year in 2025. It's the Santiago Canyon program that won the state championship in 2016. They won the Orange Empire Conference in 2014. They're always amongst some of the best under head coach Camarco, but she stepped down. First pitch, Gonzalez fouls out to the catcher Kirkpatrick. That's the first out of the inning. But it's a long history here at Santiago Canyon. For them to be absent or miss the season in 2025, kind of a shock. 1 out, base is empty for Hen Urena, the 6-hitter. Both these schools belong to the Rancho Santiago Canyon College District. 5 players last year from the Dons were originally from Santiago Canyon, including Caitlin Murphy, second on the team in a lot of offensive categories and is now at Concordia University, Irvine. 1-0, spins one downstairs, 2-0 count to Arena. Urena, the only player from Santa Ana High School, home of the Saints. Not too far away from the campus of Santa Ana College. At the top of the zone, strike one. Hansen's at 60 pitches. Long pause from Hansen, but she's back on the rubber, ready to work. North of the letters for ball 3. Delaney Watkins on deck. The 3-1 misses high and wide. It's ball 4. First walk issued by Hansen since the second inning. Her 5th of the day. There's a runner on first, 1 out. Chance for Delaney Watkins, who's walked twice in today's contest. Patient hitter. We'll see what the second baseman can do. 1 out. In her half, strike one. For much of the season, we've always seen the infield play way in for Watkins. Shows the respect for the speed she has out of the batter's box. Avila up at third, a few steps past the bag. Watkins pokes this on the ground for second. Barron goes the short way, and they get the lead runner. 2 outs in the inning. Watkins at first after the fielder's choice. Watkins, a capable runner, but only has 2 stolen bases on the year. She's been battling an injury, and that's why she missed the last 4 games. Mendiola. First pitch, puts it into right field. Longacre gets to it quickly. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the 9-hitter. It'd be huge if Villa can find a way to extend the inning for her pitcher, Berard, the batter on deck. Villa from Los Amigos High School, home of the Lobos, 31st start of the year. She appeared in 16 games, or she appeared in 27 games last year as a freshman. Golfs the first pitch foul towards the left side. Listed as a utility player, and she's played all over the diamond as well. Started the season off playing at short, but struggled. You then saw her in the outfield, mainly in center and left. Has also played some right field. Next pitch from Hansen, off the plate. 1-1 count. In game 1 of this series, Villa started in center, Ariana Ponce started in right, and it was LJ West who started in left. So a bit of a different lineup today. Of course, no Delaney Watkins in Tuesday's game. Downstairs off the knee of Kirkpatrick. She gets up slow. Both runners advance 60 feet. There's 2 runners in scoring position after the wild pitch. Kirkpatrick made a stretch early in the game with the bases loaded on a ground ball hit by Kalani Gonzalez. Barron came home with it. And Kirkpatrick was slow to get up after the long stretch. 2-1 count. Villa chases one below the knees and foul taps it to the backstop. But that stretch earlier by Kirkpatrick could be a factor into why she's not 100%. Watkins at third, Mendiola at second. 2-2 count to Villa. Off the plate for ball 3. Big pitch here for the Hawks and the Dons. If Ihilani gets a chance to hit, with the bases full, she could get the Dons that 8-run lead heading into the top of the 5th. Villa smacks it into second base, and Barron stays with it. Didn't catch the barrel. Looked like it was going to get into right field initially off the bat, but instead it's a soft line drive to Barron at second for the 3rd and final out. Top of the 5th inning when we come back. Your Dons lead 6-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Top of the 5th inning, and the 8-9 one-hitters are due up for Santiago Canyon College. They trail by 5, 6-1. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barron struck out looking in her only at-bat of the ballgame. Berard has been efficient. First pitch on the ground, a chance for Watkins. Easy play to first base, and there's one out. Berard only at 54 pitches. Put her team in a position to come out with a victory today. She pitched a complete game and only allowed 3 runs in Tuesday's contest, but her team only managed 1 run themselves. She's done a bit of everything. She scored the only run on that game as well. First pitch strike to Alyssa Ceballos, another strikeout victim. Berard has 4. No walks issued on the day. Swing and a miss by Ceballos, and she's down in the count 0-2. Ceballos, a .280 hitter on the season. The 0-2. Ceballos, chance on the ground for Varios at short. Second out, as Ceballos is retired. 2 up, 2 down. 5 straight retired since the leadoff double surrendered to Allie Kirkpatrick in the 4th. When Berard gets into a groove, she does a nice job of keeping hitters off balance. Very effective with all 6 of her pitches. Puts it on the outside, inside, north and south in the zone. Throw all her pitches for strikes. She doesn't give up a lot of hard contact. First pitch strike to Carmen Sanchez. She has 2 hard line drives on the day, one to the shortstop, the other to the first baseman. She's down in the count 0-1. Third time through the lineup for the Hawks. Strike two. Right on the edge, says home plate umpire John Biggs. Berard will lead things off for the Dons as well in the bottom of the fifth. Berard's 0-2 pitch. Cuts outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a lot of late movement on that pitch from Berard. Horizontal movement as it breaks out of the zone. The 1-2. Well above the zone. Count even for Carmen Sanchez. Leads the team in runs scored. However, she hasn't been on base today. 2-2, and Sanchez stays alive. Sanchez, a freshman from Lancaster. Quite a few different places on this roster where the players are from. Fontana, Bloomington, Winchester, Provo, Utah. 2-2, muscled into right field, and that'll get down. Extra base hit. Sanchez, one of the fastest players on the roster. She takes a turn for 3. Watkins' throw, not in time. A 2-out triple surrendered by Ihilani. There's a runner 60 feet away for the Hawks. A chance for Brianna Longacre to score the second run of the ballgame. So 60-year head coach Marissa Ross calls time. She's in the circle with Ihilani, the entire infield and the entire outfield. There's 2 outs. Sanchez at third. Longacre is 0 for 2 on the day, but a .306 hitter. Only has 5 RBIs. She was very effective in the circle. Pitched 6 2/3 of an inning and picked up the victory in Tuesday's game 1 of the series. Meeting in the circle over. All players return back to their spots. But Longacre, a two-way player.
Number 10, Brianna Longacre.
She's a native to Winchester, unincorporated community in the Inland Empire. Oh, 2 count. First pitch, Barrios catches the line drive, and that's the third and final out of the inning. Ihilani works around the 2-out triple and will lead things off in the bottom of the 5th inning when we come out.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College, where it leads.
Ihilani Berard leads things off in the home half of the 5th inning. Dons lead 6-1, and if they can find a way to push across 3 runs, they can walk it off with an 8-run rule over Santiago Canyon. Top of the order, Ihilani, Gracie, and Nayeli. 3 batters due up for the Dons. First pitch from Hansen spins in the dirt. Berard had a single to start off the ball game in the bottom of the 1st, then drew a walk in her second at bat, reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score in the 3rd. 1 for 2 on the day. Strike one of the at-bat. Ihlani Berard is in the top 10 in both categories in hits as a batter in the Orange Empire Conference, but also top 10 in the ERA by starting pitchers. She pulls the next pitch foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, it shows you the two-way capabilities of the young freshman, and we said it earlier, but she has to be in the conversation for the Orange Empire Conference Player of the Year. Despite the Dons finishing near the bottom of the conference, you can make the argument that if the Dons did not have Ihlani, they probably wouldn't have at least 5 or 6 of their 7 victories this year. 1-2 count. Hansen winds, deals. Berard puts it into right center. Sanchez gets a beat on it and hauls it in for the first out. Important first out for Santiago Canyon as they try to keep the Dons off the scoreboard and avoid the 8-run rule. Dons lead 6-1. Gracie Barrios still looks for her first hit of the ball game. She finished Tuesday's contest 2 of 3. She's 0 for 3 in this contest. High chopper to Avila at third. Throw across the diamond and two quick outs in the inning.
Number 10, Nelly De Jesus.
Niley De Jesus checks in. Nobody on base. 2 outs. She had an RBI single in her last at-bat. She drew a walk in her first at-bat. Popped up to second in her second at-bat. Skies another one. Shallow right field. Longacre there, but can't hang on. A near collision between her and Mariah Barron allows Nayeli De Jesus to get to second.
Number 26, Nevaeh Gomez.
2-out double for Santa Ana College. Continues the inning. Nevaeh Gomez gets a chance. Time is called by Marissa Ross, and we could see a pinch runner come in for De Jesus. Someone to get more speed on the base paths. Victoria Flores comes in to pinch run. Flores, a native to Avondale, Arizona, so she comes from out of state. Also listed as a catcher, but I would be surprised to see her stay in the ball game for De Jesus unless De Jesus has been battling an injury. Hansen looks down at her wristband. First pitch to Gomez. On the ground for Barron at second. Stays with it. And that's the third out of the inning.
1 hit, 1 left on after 5.
Efficient job by Hansen in the circle. She works around the 2-out double in the bottom of the 5th. Her team trails 6-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel, and we do have a defensive substitution. Victoria Flores takes over behind the dish for Nayeli De Jesus. So maybe De Jesus battling an injury and pulled at the end of this one. 6-1 ball game. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. And Medina starts off with a check swing. Home plate umpire John Biggs said she went around. Strike one of the at-bat. Medina's 0 for 2. Santiago Canyon only has 3 hits in today's contest. Berard has been a smooth operator in the circle. Another 2-strike count. She has not recorded a strikeout, though, since the 3rd inning. Victoria Flores, a new catcher, gives the sign. Ihilani's pitch. Medina set down via the strikeout. 5th of the outing for Berard. First out of the inning. Allie Kirkpatrick steps in. 1 for 2, a double in her last at-bat. Down the line, past Gonzalez at 3rd. Kirkpatrick will have another extra base hit. She's held up at 2nd. Great contact by Kirkpatrick. She has 2 of the 4 hits for Santiago Canyon today. Another player hitting .400 on the season. They have 2 of those, both her and Michaela Martinez. Martinez on deck, but Abigail Hanson gets a chance to hit with runner in scoring position. Top of the 6th. Now time is called. Head coach Lou Simon makes his way to the dish. Talks with home plate umpire John Biggs. We could see a pinch runner here. But there's not a lot of options off the bench for Santiago Canyon. A few cross-offs today. Had them only at 2 players available off the bench. And they used Alyssa. So Justine Matamoros will check in as a pinch runner. Matamoros on second. First pitch from Berard. Above the zone for ball 1. Matamoros has appeared in 5 ball games this year. She's a sophomore from the city of Orange. On the outer edge, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Berard's next pitch, north of the letters, brought the heat that time. Hanson lays off. Hanson's 1 for 2, a single in the top of the 2nd. Came around to score the first run of the ball game for Santiago Canyon. 2-1, fouled into the Hawks bullpen. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Matamoros, the runner at second. Foul ball, Hanson stays alive. Big pitch here for both teams. Berard's 2-2. At the knees, that's strike 3. Sets down Hanson looking for the 2nd out of the inning. And it's her 6th strikeout of the outing. She's on her A game today. Two outs, a chance for Michaela Martinez. Martinez, first pitch, sends it into right field. It drops in front of Urena. Matamoros didn't take off right away, and she's held up at third. There was 2 outs. A bit surprised that she did not score on that play. It's a 2-out single for Martinez. Her 36th hit. '36th hit of the contest. Or 36th hit of the season, I'm sorry. Violet Avila steps in. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Chopper foul towards the third base dugout. Avila's 0 for 2 today. A ground out to third in her last at-bat. The bottom third of the order has been quiet. A combined 0 for 6. Avila knocks one foul. She's down in the count 0-2. Avila, a .212 hitter on the season. Does have 19 RBIs, second most on the team. Comes up empty, and Berard picks up her 3rd strikeout of the inning. They strand 2 runners on, 1 at third base. Nice piece of pitching there by the freshman from Santiago. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Chance for the 5, 6, 7 hitters to get their final at-bats of today's ballgame.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College, where it leads.
Kalani Gonzalez leads things off in the home half of the 6th inning. Allie Kirkpatrick re-enters the ball game and takes over. Behind the dish, she was pinch ran for by Justine Matamoros. And the top of the inning, Dons lead by 5. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. Gonzalez to start things off in the inning. First pitch sends it foul over the net and out of play. Gonzalez is 0 for 3 today. Reached on a fielder's choice. A hard hit line drive to third, and then popped up to the catcher Kirkpatrick in her last at bat. Player with a lot of experience. Up the middle, past the diving second baseman. A leadoff single for the Dons. Remember, if they pick up 3 runs in this inning, they could get a walk-off 8-run rule victory over Santiago Canyon. Gonzalez at first. Urena gets another chance at the dish. An RBI single on her first at-bat. Take strike 1 from Hansen. Urena is 1 for 1 today. She was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and then drew a walk in the 4th. Rolls over to Avila at third, to second for 1, back to first, not in time. Fielder's choice for Urena. She switches places with Gonzalez. Gonzalez probably has more speed of the 2 runners. But Gonzalez retired. Urena at first, 1 out for Delaney Watkins. She reached on a fielder's choice. She does have 2 walks today. 9 walks total on the season. She's back in the starting lineup after missing the last 4 ball games. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. Off the plate for ball 2. Watkins was stranded at third to end the 4th inning. Strike 1 in the at-bat. Infield plays in with Watkins at the plate. Slaps one foul towards the third base dugout. Count even at 2-2. Urena the runner at first. 2-2 count to Watkins. She's a hard player to double up. Great speed out of the batter's box. Takes upstairs and the count is full. We'll see what the approach is for the Dons. Do they send that runner on first with 1 out in the inning? Eliza Mendiola is on deck. She's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Payoff pitch to Watkins on the ground for the shortstop. She goes the short way to second, and it's a close play, but they do get the out.
Number 6, Eliza Mendiola.
Confident flip by Martinez. Watkins switches places with Urena. Aboard via the fielder's choice. Good speed on the base pass. Eliza Mendiola steps in, hit a single in her last at-bat. Punches it past the glove of Avila. It tipped off the glove. A 2-out single for Mendiola keeps the inning alive for the Dons. Eighth hit of the contest for the Dons. Out hitting the Santiago Canyon Hawks 8-5. Villa pulls back the bunt attempt. First pitch, ball. Start the at-bat. Watkins at second, Mendiola at first. Mendiola, nice day at the plate. 2 singles in today's contest with a walk. Villa puts down a bunt attempt off home plate. It's a foul ball. Villa runs well. She hit a single in the 3rd inning. Had a soft line drive to second in her last at bat. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Time is called as Ross talks to Villa. Maybe a couple pointers about the approach. Ross, of course, played here at Santa Ana College during the 2013 and 14 seasons with their assistant, Alyssa Iglesias. 1-1 count. Villa bloops it, shallow right field, long run, but Barron makes the catch. Great play for the 3rd and final out. To the top of the 7th inning we go. Final 3 outs for Santiago Canyon College when we come back. Final 3 opportunities for Santiago Canyon College here in the top of the 7th. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Hawks will send up their 8-9-1 hitters, Mariah Barron, Alyssa Ceballos, and Carmen Sanchez. Ihilani Berard still in the circle. Dominant thus far. Bunt attempt, first pitch. Berard comes out the circle, and the throw is in time. There's nothing that this freshman can't do. She continues to amaze us with her pitching, her hitting, and even her fielding there. First out of the inning. Barron's retired. Alyssa Ceballos steps in. First pitch from Ihilani, skied into the net. Ceballos is 0 for 2. She came in as a sub for Victoria Resendez, who couldn't get out of the first inning at the bottom of the first. Resendez never got an at-bat. Next pitch spins over the glove of Victoria Flores. Remember, Victoria Flores checked in as a catcher. Pinch ran for Nayeli De Jesus in the bottom of the 5th inning. Low and inside for ball 2. Berard does have 7 strikeouts on the day. Picked up 3 in the 6th inning. Foul ball towards the first base dugout. No one can get there. It's a 2-strike count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder, Alyssa Ceballos. Berard's pitch. Grounder up the middle for Watkins at second. Clean throw for the second out. Dons are 1 out away from their 4th conference victory and tying things up with Santiago Canyon, not only in this series and forcing a rubber match tomorrow, but tying them in the standings overall in the season. A very important matchup tomorrow afternoon at SEC. Back to the top of the order, Carmen Sanchez. She's 1 for 3. A triple with 2 outs in her last at-bat. First pitch, yanks a grounder foul. Sanchez with 2 hard lineouts in her first 2 at-bats. Eventually found home with a triple into right center. Berard's next pitch, just low and off the plate. Good idea. Sanchez lays off. She has strong speed out of the batter's box. Keep an eye on that if she hits a hard hit grounder. The 1-1 on the ground through the 5-6 hole. Inning continues, a 2-out single for Santiago Canyon. Sanchez at first. Brianna Longacre gets another at-bat. 0 for 3 today. Both her and Medina are combined 0 for 6. If it wasn't for Sanchez, this top third of the order hasn't produced much offense. Sanchez at first. Longacre, 4th at-bat of the afternoon. Ihilani's first pitch, slow roller, third base side, foul. Sanchez does lead the team with 13 stolen bases. Might be a good time to test the arm, too, of backup catcher Victoria Flores. Hasn't played in a lot of games. Count even at 1-1. Flores has appeared in now 16 games for the Dons this season. Longacre, a 300 hitter. Swings and misses. Chases one above the letters. Loud round of applause with 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Dons hope to hang on for a victory. Berard looks in. The pitch off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maya Medina is a batter on deck. Longacre was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat, first of 7. The 2-2. Longacre stays alive. The next home game will be the final home game of the regular season. The Dons take on Golden West College next Thursday, April 23rd. That's the next time you can catch a live stream. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Ihilani. Swing and a miss. Gets Longacre on the off speed for her 8th strikeout and the 3rd and final out. Ihilani Berard gets her 8th victory on the season. A truly impressive performance as she goes 7 strong. Does not allow an earned run, no walks, only gives up 6 hits and strikes out 8 Hawks hitters. The Dons come out victorious. 6-1 is the final score. Remember, the next time you can catch the Dons here at home will be on April 23rd, a week from today, as they host the Golden West Rustlers here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. You'll get a notification if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, so be sure to do that so you can stay up to date with your Dons. For Salvador Leon and Cami Lewis, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in to another edition of Dons Softball. The Dons playing an important Game 3 of the series, the rubber match tomorrow at Santiago Canyon, and try to avoid a last place finish in the Orange Empire Conference. We wish you all a good night, and we'll catch you guys next time.